Goten continues to further improve himself as he trains on the World of the Kais with Gohan and Trunks, all three continuing to get stronger, with Gohan and Trunks trying their absolute hardest in getting stronger than Goten, but that seems a long shot away even for them. This feeling of never catching up gets to Trunks a lot more than it does to Gohan. He's always been the weakest, and though it bothered him before, it starts to do so even more now. Goten, it's always Goten. Goten was able to beat Frieza. Goten was able to beat Hit. Goten was able to beat Jiren. It's always Goten. He's tired of it. This builds up resentment within Trunks that boils up over time. A ticking time bomb, simply waiting to explode. Goten, on the other hand, couldn't be happier. He's the strongest, and he saved their universe alongside his father. But there is one problem he faces. The only issue he encounters is that there's no one to match him. He doesn't get the thrill in fighting anymore. He's simply stronger than everyone else. This leads him to a conversation with Whis one day. Is there anyone who could match him? Whis is intrigued by this newfound hurdle Goten faces. Surely knowing that he's already the strongest would make him train less and not improve his skills further. So for that reason, Whis takes a look. What he finds is shocking to say the least. There is someone, a certain exiled Saiyan who seems to have a very similar power to Goten, but it's untapped power. A fight between the two could cause Zeno knows how much damage. However, Whis recognizes that without this, Goten will lose motivation for sure, so he takes him aside one day and to the planet of the Saiyan, Vampa. Goten is excited to say the least. Someone like him? Someone with the same power, uncontrollable, always growing faster than everyone around him, unstoppable to a degree even. As they land on Vampa, they run into Paragus first. He begs them to save them. Take him off the planet. He'll do anything. The Saiyan then arrives. Broly gets in the face of Goten, telling him to back off. His father rushes to calm him, as this may be the only time the two get a chance to get off this wretched planet. Before they fight, Goten wants to make sure the two are happy with their conditions, and are willing to do so. Therefore, he accommodates them, and welcomes the two to Earth. After everything is out of the way, Goten only requests one thing, a fight with Broly. A wish easily complied with, but first Goten has to get rid of that collar. He asks what it's for, to which Paragus responds it's to control Broly's power, and he's not having any of that. They must go all out if he's to test Broly and himself. He takes it off, and the two start their fight. In just their base forms, the two are shaking the earth, going blow for blow, but Goten having the slight edge with his martial arts skills and experience. Broly starts to get angry as he tries to hit Goten, but continuously gets nowhere. He starts to transform into his first stage of power, the Ikari form. Goten doesn't know what this is, but he responds by going into Super Saiyan, once again, besting Broly. Goten realizes that to bring out his power, he has to do to Broly what Vegeta did to him. He begins to beat the ever-living crap out of him, forcing him into a corner in which Broly has no escape. Goten stands above him, ready to fire the killing blow with no restraint. But just as he expected, Broly breaks the wall, going into his Super Saiyan Ikari, but he doesn't stop there. His power continues to rise. Goten now worried. Can he even stop this? Broly's hair turns green as Goten smirks. The two score off once again, starting their fight. After Goten comes out on top, he realizes the damage that the two caused. Mountains blown to bits, the earth shook by the power that they emitted. Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Trunks, and the other Z fighters are lined up, amazed at the fight they just witnessed. Trunks still bitter, and that continues to grow at every moment. Goten lends a hand to Broly, congratulating him on the fight. He volunteers to train him to control his power he has, because it needs to be controlled. Goten knows that better than anyone. But another issue arises as Paragus notices Vegeta in the audience. He tells Broly to attack, but he doesn't listen. Broly's far too weakened to do anything. However, Paragus himself charges towards Vegeta, attempting to strike him. He doesn't get very far. Vegeta questions who he is and why he wants to cause harm to someone who hasn't done anything to him. Paragus begins to laugh. You? Done nothing? Please. The sins of the father are the sins of the son. Vegeta perks up. What did my father do to you? After Paragus breaks down the story, Vegeta apologizes, but emphasizes that it was his father, not him. Paragus doesn't budge for now. He orders Broly to come with him, and he begrudgingly does. The two live on the outskirts of Mount Paozu for now, an offer that Goten made. Trunks starts to train in isolation. He begins to contemplate. What's the one thing Goten did that improved his power so exponentially? Obviously his birth potential, but what else? Then it clicks. The Room of Spirit and Time. Trunks doesn't hesitate to enter the room. Dende doesn't argue much, but he does recognize that Trunks is starting to go down a path that is certainly not best for him. Inside the room, Trunks begins to air out his frustrations to the world of nothing, where no one could hear him. He feels alone, left out, never seen, and most of all weak in comparison to Goten. Why is he in Goten's shadow? It should be the other way around. This hate and anger builds up to a point of release. Every bit of rage inside him sprouts out and begins to transform him. It seems that he transformed into a Super Saiyan, but his eyes continue to go blank, his hair spiking more, and his aura changing into a yellow and blue-like color. Trunks punches the ground and stands up. He only says one thing: more power, before continuing to train. By the time this year is up, Trunks has gained more clarity. He knows what his goals are: get stronger, strong enough to surpass even Goten. He believes he has accomplished that, but there's only one way to find out. Trunks flies out to Mount Paozu. He calls upon Goten, who's busy training with Broly. He says he wants a sparring session, but to hold nothing back. Goten smiles. I like the spirit, but are you sure you... He's cut off mid-sentence as Trunks starts to power up. His power is so strong that Vegeta feels it all the way from BROLY'S planet. He wonders what's going on with his son, so Whis lets him see through the staff. Trunks continues to power up, his muscles bulking up and his eyes going blank. Goten notices that this power resembles that of Broly's Super Saiyan, but no time to think. Trunks charges at Goten, his power is so great that he's able to land a thunderous blow to the face of him, rocking Goten. Goten falls to the ground, his mouth bloodied, but instead of shying from the fight, Goten has a wide smile on his face. Maybe Trunks is all that he says. He powers up into a legendary Super Saiyan and fights back against what he believes to be his brother. Surprisingly though, Trunks holds his ground. Trunks and Goten go back and forth, the two having a fight so great that it rivals the one Goten had with Broly, if not at a greater scale. Goten continues to be amazed at the power Trunks possesses all of a sudden. Trunks and Goten trade punches and get into a standstill. Trunks fires a final flash and Goten counters with a Kamehameha. The blast between the two starts to get larger and larger, blowing away trees and almost taking over the mountains. In the deciding moments, Goten's hair spikes up and his power doubles. He achieves an evolution beyond his current form. Thanking Trunks under his breath, he apologizes before engulfing his friend with the attack. Trunks is brutally hurt afterwards, but Goten gives him a senzu. He's annoyed to learn he didn't win, but Goten tells him that no one's ever pushed him further. He tells Trunks to come train with him and Broly. Trunks begrudgingly agrees to do so, noticing that he did give Goten a pretty good fight, and as Goten says, pushed him further than anyone else ever could. The three head off and begin their training. But that's our happy ending for now. I hope you guys did enjoy this bonus part. If you did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Eventually, someday, a day that won't come for quite a while, we'll get a GT version of this story. But for now, I hope you guys are satisfied with the ending. Massive shout out to the sprite animator Rehab for Anime. You guys can support him by following his DeviantArt page, link in the description, and pinned comment. Also, shout out to the current members, Mystic Angel, the Legendary Super Saiyan, and Aryan Aaron. If you guys want to become members and get access to a variety of perks, click the join button below this video or the first link in the description. In the description, you will also find the link to my Discord server, as well as the creator of this thumbnail, Patara X. With everything said and done, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy Saiyan, and I'll see you all next time.